Everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing y'all my new to me square body. So this is a 1983 Chevy K10 Silverado. Got all the bells and whistles that you could get back in 1983 with a deluxe two-tone, power windows, power locks, all functional, red interior. I don't think you can get much of a better truck. It has all the typical rust, you know, cab corners, rockers, passenger inner fender, bed sides. But other than that, it's pretty solid. So this truck has a Chevy 350 small block with a 700 R4, which I like because I can go down the highway at the speed limit. And four-wheel drive works great. And four-wheel drive works, I mean, everything's functional on this truck. All the gauges work, all the lights work. It's a long bed, and I mean, I personally like that because it's more functional than a short bed. It already has the one-piece glass, which I like, a nice clean look. I personally like the patina. What I want to do is I want to put on some rust preserver, wipe that on, and make this patina shine. I have a 2-inch lift that came with the deal. I'll put some 33s with some old school rims and make this thing look like it came out the 80s. Now this is where it gets good. So this is a GM Goodwrench 350 crate motor. The previous owner says that it has about 10,000 miles on it. Nice fresh motor. Happy with that. And he also said that he's guessing that the owner before him rebuilt the 700 R4 at the same time they put the crate motor in. And if you couldn't tell by me pulling up, I got an exhaust leak. It's from the smog, that far cylinder going into the manifold. That won't be there for much longer. This is an AC truck, but the AC doesn't work right now. But one of the future videos will be about basically changing out this whole AC and converting it to R134A. So stay tuned for that video. We'll show you how to convert your square body's AC to R134A and make it perform like it's a modern truck. So the heater core is leaking. So as you can see, it's kind of rusty right there. But we'll catch you in time and we'll get that fixed. And we're going to also be replacing the evaporator core. Like I said, it's a Carmine interior. Has some tears in the seat. But overall, it's pretty nice. I mean, it all works. The clock still works. I mean, it's nice in here. It doesn't feel like nasty in here. It's pretty clean. As you can tell from that brake pedal, I'm guessing this thing has quite a few miles on it. It says 64.6 on the gauge cluster, but I think it has a little bit more than that. Maybe eventually, you know, we'll reupholster the seat, you know, fix that, put my handle back on here, you know, may try and put some paint on here, clean up the bezel a little bit, get a new dash. As you can see, last time I drove this truck, I tried to adjust my mirror and it's just double-sided tape to the windshield, so I just pulled it right off. You got the rust and more rust. There's some history on this truck. So as you can see right here, this has a Canadian Transport Safety sticker. So that means that this thing was inspected to meet Canada's safety regulations to be on the road, which probably means this thing was at a dealership at some point in Canada. I'm guessing that's when it was brand new. So this might be a Canadian truck. That's why all this rust is so bad. And at some point, this thing was in Nicholasville, Kentucky. The keyring says that. You know, Chevrolet dealership. I don't know if y'all can see that. But anyways, so this thing, I'm at least the 4th owner. So it was in Canada, it was probably in Kentucky, and then there's a thread, an auction thread on this truck still out there from like a year and a half ago when it got bought by the owner that I bought it from. So I'm at least the 4th owner. Probably more, but at least the 4th owner. I don't know about y'all, but I really like the survivor look of this thing while it's still being reliable. I drove this thing 2 hours home after I bought it. I mean, it ran great. No problems at all. Do y'all know it's better than a square body? 2 square bodies. So this is a 1986 Chevy C10 long bed. It's a 350, I'm pretty sure. I'm guessing a 700 R4. Look how beautiful this bed is. This thing had a camper on it for most of its life. It's a rust-free truck. I mean, cab corners, rockers, bed is great. So I bought this truck, a 2-inch lift kit, and the K10 in one deal. So all from the same guy. He was planning on doing this project, but you know, stuff got in his way. So he decided to sell his project. So whenever I was gonna buy the truck, I was thinking eventually I might want to repaint the K10. So this has a really good body on it. You know, rust free like I said. So I could put the bed of this truck onto the K10, you know. I could use this fender, I could use the inner fender, you know, and make a nice truck. So I might still do that eventually, but for now this thing will just sit here and look pretty. This is how it looks on the inside. It's a little rough. It doesn't have a passenger driver's side window, so I need to take that bezel and put it in my truck. That's a nicer bezel. But yeah, nice parts truck. I'll stay tuned because I got a lot of plans for the K10. So, you know, AC, gonna do some engine work to it, putting a lift kit, new wheels and tires, and all that stuff. I'm gonna try and not take a 7-month break like I have in the past. So I'm gonna try and keep making consistent videos. Thanks for watching, y'all, and if y'all like antique tractors, barn projects, and classic trucks, subscribe.